Now, in 2019 of the G20 in Osaka, in the last meeting that I sat in between Trump and Putin, he already threatened Trump about, invoking the idea of the Euro missile crisis of the 1980s over the US pullout of INF, basically saying if there are no treaties left to underpin European security, what's going to happen then, Donald? He says, your European allies won't want to go back to the time of the Euro missile crisis. He also, when he was announcing that they had developed hypersonic missiles and other novel nuclear weapons, he had this great display behind one of his national addresses to the parliament, showing a simulated missile attack on a peninsula that looks suspiciously like Florida, if you remember, back that in this same time frame. So he's always been in the business, most recently of nuclear saber rattling, showing, what he's got and, what he can do. There are ads in the Russian papers showing Sarmat, one of their missiles, coming off from Moscow and coming around the globe and appearing to hit Cleveland, Ohio or somewhere. It kind of looks like, when you look at the maps here, this cartoonish Marvel, kind of comic style of intimidation. Then there's moving through the Chernobyl exclusion zone with the military, shooting deliberately at the Chernobyl plant and the Zaporizhia nuclear plant, knowing that this will scare the heck out of the Germans, who are already worried about civilian nuclear power and what can happen. And then there's all the saber rattling when he thought that the war was not going in his direction in Ukraine, threatening to use a nuclear weapon then. So the pattern is crystal clear. It's a pattern of intimidation here. And, if he did feel that it was necessary, as some kind of demonstration effect everyone worries about, but pushing back against him, he hasn't done this lately for a while. Why? Because things are going a bit better. And I do think he might have got some complaints from the Chinese and others behind the scenes.